everybody. Wow, look at all these people in chat. I love it. I'm watching you all coming in going, there's my girls. Good to see you all. Sunlight, Teresa, Renee. Mwah. Good to see you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Midweek Minis. We're just going to read on whatever you guys want to read on. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. This is our time and, your time. So, yes. And first off, Miss Sunlight, you wanted me to give you a yes or no about something with my pendulum, which is fun because no one has ever asked me to do that. Yes, I saw the question up there. I need to know a little bit more about your question. Because I'm like, pendulum, are you ready to work with me? Yeah, kind of wobbly. I want to stay asleep. But here we go with our yes and no. Okay. So Sunlight's question, pendulum, is something in particular she's been wondering about, and she wants to know if it's supposed to happen. Apparently, this is between you and my pendulum. Let's find out. Is what Sunlight is talking about, is that supposed to happen? Please tell me. Is that supposed to happen? It's trying to make its mind up. You see what it's doing? It's kind of going every... It doesn't want to answer that. Maybe I need to know a little more information. Hi, Mosshole. Good to see you. Maybe I need to know a little more information. Or maybe it's something you're just not supposed to know yet. Because it was like darting around and not wanting to answer. Let's try it again. Okay, tell me. Is what she's supposed to know. Is what she's supposed to do. Is this supposed to be? Starts with a yes, then it kind of goes no. And it kind of jiggles around. Now it's going in circles, kind of. It doesn't want to tell me. Well, nothing wrong with being ambitious, let me tell you. Whatever you can dream, universe can give you more than you ever could dream of. So don't be afraid of dreaming big and asking for it. And, when you ask for it, you got to live like, here it is. I smell it. I taste it. It's right here. It's not that I don't have it and I need it, because what you're feeling, tasting, and matching is what you don't. I don't have it. Not if I had it, this is what it would be like. So, out of gratitude, I am saying thank you for giving me whatever it is you do. Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. Not anything like that. That's what I'm here for. I'm happy to ask for that. That's why this is fun. We're a small group and we're an intimate group and we care about each other. So that's why we're here. So I hope you guys all had a great weekend. I spent my weekend with a toothache. I don't know if you can tell when I turn this way. This is a little sore, a little swollen right here. I don't know. A lot of hurt. I know I went a little overboard on the Hershey's Kisses this weekend. That's all I could figure, because it isn't a tooth. It's formed like a blister, like a sore down in between, in the gums, in between my cheek and my gum. So I just been, I'm on an antibiotic and I've been rinsing my mouth out with salt water and peroxide, real weak peroxide solution. That's what it is. Oh, over here on this side, same damn tooth too. It got an abscess underneath it. I thought my head was going to blow off. It hurt so bad. It swelled like this big, clear down into my neck, and it was starting to run a red line. So that scared me. I went to the emergency room. It was like, I'm not going to try to see if I can find a dentist to take care of this. I was hurting so bad. I live maybe a mile and a half from the hospital. And to drive my little Fiat was really hard to do. My mouth hurt so bad. And then when I got there, they took it. I moved my hand and they saw that, oh, whoa, her hand is full of her cheek. Yeah, we'll take you in. And they just took me right in right away. I was in so much pain. And if they actually found an surgeon to remove it, like in a couple of hours, and if they hadn't, they were going to take me in the emergency room and yank that tooth, or to the operating room and yank that tooth, because they were afraid that the poison was getting in my bloodstream. And Miss Lovely Tarot Love community, we never want that, do we? Oh God. Yeah. So when they were telling me that, I was like, get it out, get it out, get it out. Found a really nice oral surgeon, and he was really efficient, really good. Didn't even hurt when he took it out. It hurt a little afterwards, but boy, what a relief. Yeah. See, when I called my regular dentist called me in a prescription not for painkillers, told me to take ibuprofen and called me in amoxicillin. Didn't do anything. Yeah. I don't like painkillers. I have fibromyalgia. I was on morphine sulfate for 15 years. Doctors got me off of that, thank God. But at the same time I took that, I was taking Vicodin, Flexerol, Baclofen. There was another one that's a baddie. Oh, Ambien to sleep at night. Ambien to sleep at night on top of all three of those friggin' drugs. Hello. And then I wondered why after 15 years that I just didn't give a rip. My house, I didn't care what it looked like. Oh, Mom's drinking salad dressing again. Oh, Mama, I wish you wouldn't do that. And that's as far as I'd get. I wouldn't go stop her. When people get very old, they do goofy things. And she had a thing for drinking salad dressing. I couldn't buy any kind of salad dressing, especially if it was sweet. She was in her 90s, God bless her, and she had dementia. And if it was sweet, man, it disappeared really quick. Or if it was salty, it disappeared really fast. So, hi, Carol Lamb. Welcome. Good to see you. So that was just my mama. But my mama was kind of if it feels good, do it kind of a person anyway. She and I are a lot alike. I miss her. We used to have a lot of fun together when we were both healthy. Much to my dad's dismay. He's out. I tell my parents I'm going to get married, to announce my engagement, right? And I bring all this stuff to make strawberry daiquiris on a Saturday afternoon. I thought, hot Saturday afternoon, this is cool. My mom and I drank it because my dad was so busy working on, he and some guy he had hired, they were working on the carport, fixing something on our carport. So my mom and I just said, well, we'll go out there and paint the posts for him. So drunk because she and I drank that whole pitcher of strawberry daiquiris. We called my brother to tell him, and he's like, hey, Barb, to call him his wife. Hey, Barb, you ought to hear this. Mom and Katie are drunk. She's getting married. It was pretty funny. Yeah, I think it shocked him that Mother and I could get intoxicated without his help, considering he thinks he's the family party man. He does barbecues for like 300 people. So I guess he is kind of a party dude. They plan big parties for lots of people, my brother and sister-in-law. So Ambien is a weird drug. You ended up writing some weird letter at 2 a.m. in the morning to someone you couldn't remember. I've been having dreams lately. I did it last night. I swear to you, I'm dreaming, I'm talking to you guys in here. And the responses I'm getting back are like things that make me, when I get up in the morning, look out the window and see if it really happened. I can't remember what our conversation's about, but it's something. You got to go double check and make sure, was that a dream or was that real? I don't know if you guys have been having weird stuff going on, but this full moon, what? All the celestial stuff going on at the end of the year this year has just had me. I feel like I'm doing cartwheels on a roller coaster. Pull that off. So I decided to be wild yesterday and put on new fingernails for the holidays. Yeah, we got candy canes and gingerbread man, and on this, well, let's see if I can figure out how to show you. And then I got Santa Clauses that are thinking about relaxing and not being out in the cold. Hey, I was in a mood yesterday. I couldn't talk very much because my mouth hurt. And I wasn't in a chatty mood because my mouth hurt. So I didn't hang out in everybody's chats and stuff, which is Tuesdays when everybody's on. Tuesday's the good day for the good shows. Oh, well. Thank you, Sunlight. Thanks. They're fun. Oh, and the red ones, they're just red on this side. But on the back side, let's see, I think you can see it better on this one. They're glitter. They show glitter because it's a clear tip. So you see glitter from the back side instead of the front side. Just being creative in a weird way. Because I didn't paint the others. I bought them and glued them on. I thought, well, at least one I can do some kind of something different. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I never remember my dreams unless they're like I'm writing a book right now. I've been writing it, for 5 years with Archangel Gabriel. Believe you me, I remember those dreams. They sit me straight up in bed because they come in. They come in at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. This is what got me started waking up at 3 a.m. is I would get those downloads at that time. And I'm like, got my iPhone in my hand going, please slow down. I can't talk fast enough trying to dictate the story into my damn phone as it's coming into my head. And it's coming into my head so fast, I can feel heat building up across my forehead. So I have to ask, I'm like, well, wait. I'm human. Please remember, my brain can't assimilate it as fast as you're giving it to me. And then Archangel Gabriel will slow down. But it's a fantastic trip. Yeah, well, sometimes, you know what? A lot of the time, those dreams that kind of feel like an acid trip, you are tripping. And I don't mean on acid. I mean, you're in the astral plane. To me, that's kind of what the astral plane really kind of looks like, is a psychedelic trip. You do have a question? Being both, yes or no, does it have to do with being a choice, or is it just not the time to know? Oh, good. Yeah. That's a good question. Let's see what the pendulum... Hi, Mama Bear. See what the pendulum has to say, Sunlight. Is what Sunlight is asking about her, what she's supposed to do. Is this because a choice? Yeah. It's a choice. Definitely. Okay. Is this a choice she has to make? Is this a choice Sunlight needs to make? Yes. It's not as strong of a yes, though. So it seems like there's more involved than you just making a simple choice. Obviously, or you wouldn't be having me do this. But let's read on it. Let's see what the cards say. It's just, I got new cards that I haven't even done that I wasn't going to do a review on, but Wolf Girl gave them to me for Christmas, and she told me, please do. And I got to think about it. So many people use these, but no one's ever reviewed them. So let's find this out. I'm going to be using the Prism Oracle. Simple images. They should give us a really simple answer, Sunlight. It does make sense now? Oh, good. Let's see what these cards have to tell you about this choice. What is it about the choice she needs to make, please? Spirit, tell us. Interesting. It's the ghost. There's hidden stuff involved that you don't know about yet. I say yet. It's going to come out. Some truth is going to come out that's going to cause you some reflection. It's going to make this choice easier. So, also with the ghost card, I'm also getting, don't be afraid to observe for a while before you make this choice. Don't rush it. Don't be you be the ghost and watch what's going on around you to get an idea of the effect this choice might have. Sounds like it's a pretty powerful choice. And Spirit just told me, let go of the ideas of the outcome. Let go of any attachments you have to the outcome. And your choice will be a lot easier to make, and it will be easier for you to see the right way for you. Not everybody else involved in this choice, but you. So, yeah, wow. And the last card, of course. And then just stay in the flow. And it'll happen. Just stay in the flow. Don't resist. Just other people, other things may pop up that will be an obstacle. And you can just figure out how to go over it or around it. Stay in the flow. Don't resist. Stay in the flow. Oh, I love these cards. I've got goosebumps. Buy an AB coaster. Been debating on buying one. Sure. Let's see what the pendulum says. Let's see what Mama Bear wants to do here. Could start showing the questions, couldn't I? Okay, Mama Bear. Should Mama Bear buy that AB coaster? Should Mama Bear buy that AB coaster, please? Pendulum says yes. Ooh, pendulum definitely says yes. Oh, an ab machine. Well, hey, yeah. Pendulum is saying yes, you should. Oh, interesting. I just put a knot in the end of it, in the end of the chain. It's all right. It'll still work. Hi, Sharon, sweet, beautiful lady. Was it your birthday here recently? I think I saw something about that on someone's community tab. You were thanking you for all the beautiful, sweet, wonderful things you do for this community. And I thought that was outstanding that someone would take the time to post that for you, because that is all of our sentiments. I know it's definitely mine. As someone who's worked side by side with you as a moderator for a couple years over on Black and Orange, and then as my moderator over here, girl, I love you. You're wonderful. And then anytime I'm in anybody else's, you're there for everybody. You're the cheerleader. You're the moderator. Thank you. Love you, Sharon Sight. You and Miss Renee, you're like our glue. Very much our glue. So, trying to get this knot out in case you're wondering what I'm doing. I have my chopstick that I use in Saturday Solutions. Oh, I was looking at the calendar. I mean, like, I don't plan very ahead. A couple weeks, maybe. And I went, Christmas Eve is Saturday. Hi, Nikki B. Good to see you. Mwah! Welcome. Yeah, Christmas and New Year's Eves are both on Saturdays. So expect special Saturday solution videos for those days. As just part of the regular schedule. It's kind of cool. You know, I've done 72 of those. I look at my total videos and it's 202 the other day. After this one, 203. No, I'm not. Yeah, 203 videos. I'm like, whew. I've been busy, girl. But then I look at some of these other people. But they've been on YouTube for about 3 years too. Can't wait to see if they go on sale after Christmas. Yes, I'm going to use your credit. Definitely. I have a feeling they definitely will be going on sale after Christmas. So Pendulum says get one. I don't think that it's going to hurt anything. I've been looking at those too, but then I've been also looking at the, I have a older iPhone. So it's over 2 years old. So it's reached that point of where it's doing the, oh, you're just curious why Archangel Gabriel in particular? Archangel Gabriel, I'm a writer. Archangel Gabriel is the Archangel of writers and communication. He's giving me a book. He's giving me the whole story. And he only gives me as much as I can contemplate what I'm, you know, as far as I've come spiritually, what I can assimilate into words that anybody can understand. Because the topic is a tough one. It's about twin flame love. And it's a love story about two people. And they knew each other in past lives. They don't know that. It's been a real interesting taking me 5 years to write. I'm only on like chapter 13, but a couple of the chapters, one in particular, really took a lot of prodding and inspiration and tears to write, because one of the past lives takes place at Wounded Knee. Yeah, makes me want to cry when I think about the part of the story. But anyway, that one was extremely hard to write because I was told that was going to be one of their dreams when everything was going on at Standing Rock. And you guys all know I got kicked off of Facebook because of my being so active and loudmouth about Standing Rock. And then look at what happened to Keystone. Rest my case. It's okay. The DAPL pipeline is already leaked. So they put that sucker in so fast. It was leaking before they got it done. So, yeah. That was a land and money grab for sure. That whole thing. Don't give me. Yeah, Katie, don't get going down that road. You're confused about the whole twin flame thing? Yeah, kind of. You have our higher selves are this is the way it's been explained to me so far. All right, we're always telling you go within to find your higher self. That's because a little teeny tiny piece of you lives in here. The rest of you is your higher self out there. But to access that out there, you have to go in your heart in here. That out there part on the other side of the veil, that is like your twin. so much like you that if they're on this side of the veil and you get to meet, you don't like each other. They mirror everything about you don't like at first. But you can't stay away from each other. It's like, it's not a soulmate. You can have thousands, your cat, your dog, you can have thousands of soulmates in a lifetime. You may not meet your soulmate or your twin flame in every lifetime, but in your final lifetime, the only time the two of you can merge as one is when no one else will get hurt in the process. So you have to come together as a relationship that's completely innocent. So, yeah. No, Nikki, when I'm talking about you can't stay away from each other, I mean, even though you hate each other, you can't stay away from each other. I mean, like, you want to rip each other's fucking eyes out because you're so much alike. That kind of passion. It's a flame. And, you know, that's because they may not be getting caught up in a twin flame relationship because it only happens to you once. And that's in your final incarnation. And when it will not hurt a single other soul, are you allowed to merge in this side of the veil? This is what I've been told. Now, there will be other readers that will argue with me on that. I'm just going by what the angels have told me. So, and like I said, it's such a complicated topic. I'm only giving bits and pieces of this story as I can understand what's going on. These two people know each other. They have always known each other, but they can't figure out why. Why am I dreaming about this man? Why am I dreaming about this woman? It's because they're a part of each other. So that means when I'm talking about that, no one can be hurt by your being together. That means if you have children from a previous marriage that, marriage has been over for years and that kind of thing, but the kids kind of hold pee in the back of their head that maybe mom and dad will get back together, and they see you madly connected to your twin flame, and they realize that isn't mom and dad will never get back together. That's going to hurt. That'll break up the twin flame relationship. That's why not everybody gets it in every lifetime. It's hard. It's tricky, really tricky. And maybe that's why you have no desire to go to India. The psychic told you your soul is living. Wait, come back here. That your soul is living another life in India and that you're not supposed to ever meet. No idea if that is true or not. That could be like, hi, Steve. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome. That could be, yes, I can do a card for you. Absolutely. The Hindu beliefs of twin flames and the like are different, I think. Well, not different, they're the same, but I think what I'm trying to say is it's kind of above my head, because what I'm being taught is from an archangel's point of view. But yeah, maybe we may have lived a past life in India. You may have been a shaman at some point in India. Who knows? You're facing a lot of anxious uncertainty over the next month. What can the cards tell me for the next 30 days? Okay. Let's see what Steve. What does the card say for the next 30 days for Steve? I'm going to use the Enchanted Map deck by Colette Baron Reed. Sorry, I had a brain fart there for a minute. Who is this that made this card? I use these cards every Saturday, and I can't remember who it is. Yes, they do. They not only do they push each other to evolve, they also hold you back. They will, they're there protecting you, and they will do whatever they need to do, what they think they need to do to protect you. So they're on that other side of the veil, and they see you about to make a really stupid mistake here. Something will happen a lot of times to stop that you from making that mistake. Something get slapped upside the head. Wake up. What are you doing? Yeah. Really on the same timeline. Well, now here's my question for the psychic. Is this psychic's timeline linear or a spiral? Because mankind, we usually function in a linear form, but cosmically, time folds on itself. So that's why it kind of is in a spiral. Yeah, in 3D. Exactly. Yes, all times are happening at the same time, but that's because if you look at a spiral, I have a card here somewhere. Let me find it. I think it's in. Oh, this one will work. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. First one I pull up. It's a stairway, but it's a spiral staircase. If you look at time as that way, you see the segments of the staircase. Don't you fall on the floor there, cards. Put my cards in my lap and they all start to slide. See, each one of the sections, each one of those stairs is duplicated clear into the center. So you can be standing here or standing farther in and have dealt with an issue that you thought you dealt with out here. But no, there was a little trace left. That's why it's so small back down in here. And that is happening at the same time as this is out here. So that's what they mean when they say you can dimension hop. If you can figure out how to get from one of those little segments to another, there's a couple guys that I've watched on YouTube that talk about dimension hopping and how to do it. I haven't tried it, so I don't know anything about it, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. But let's read this card. I starred that. Why didn't I tell you? You give it a star. Here we go. I put it up on the screen instead of wanting card. Okay. So, what can the cards tell you for the next 30 days about what Steve is facing? Right, I think so too, Sunlight. Okay, Steve. Card for Steve. The answer is in education. Before you do anything or make any kind of a move, do more research. It won't seem like such a dark place. I can remember there was a time when you see the egret, the beautiful white bird. I can remember when there was a time that those birds were very, very, very endangered because they killed them for their feathers. Because they were pretty feathers to dye for ladies' hats and stuff. Fly tying things. And I think that's like our past or your past, looking back on this, what you're getting ready to do. And it's telling you, educate your self first, because that's where the enlightenment is. That's where you're going to find the light. And see, that light is really, really, really bright. Let's see if we get another card. What's this next one? Yeah. Follow that bright light, because that bright light, you're holding it in your hand. It is a part of you coming out of the stone of resistance and coming into the light and into the life. You're coming into the flow, man. And the number on this card, that's an 11. Okay? Sacred number. New beginnings. This is an 8. And I'm looking up what is 8. Oh, yes, that's the action card. So you have to take action by doing some research on your own, to do some self-education. But you will be very glad, because the enlightenment will help you come to life in this new beginning. Ooh, those are good cards. Oh, and once you're in that flow, baby, ride the wave. Enjoy yourself. Play. Don't forget to play along the way. Gosh, that could fit for all of us, I think. How cool. It's always about mom and after rehab. Well, darling, do some research before you make your decision, because rehab and that after is that egret. That's this guy in the very first card. You're a rare gem. Your feathers are special. And whatever you went through in the past is what's made you who you are right now. Don't be sorry for that. Don't look back on that as though I shouldn't have, wouldn't have, didn't have. Regret. Hi, Cat Shepherd, beautiful. Look on that as it's without going through that. It's like, the saying, you got a crack. That's how the light can get in. But I look at it as though if I've got a crack and I'm a little broken, that's how my light gets out there to everybody else. But that's basically how the light flows through you, is through our cracks, crevices, and broken spots, as well as our crown chakra. So those powerful cards. These cards blow my mind every Saturday. Look at this one. Hi, Rose Blue. Look at this one. I just looked at the card on the bottom. This is for you too. It's a 5 card. Again, magic prayer. And when you pray, don't look down, look up. I'm going to tell you something about being tired. I learned something yesterday. Close your eyes, look straight ahead. Look up, but look up comfortably. Don't like pinch off your neck. You're looking up so high. With your eyes closed, look up. Now open your eyes. Continue to look up to the count of 10. And then come back down. You'll find you are energized. I was like, wow, that's cool. I did that this morning, and then I had a hard time calming back down because I like to, well, it was really, really cold this morning, so I crawled back in bed, but I was wide awake. You don't have a wrench? What's wrong with me? I swear. You do now. That's crazy, Renee. Pretty much everybody has a wrench in here. Sunlight needs one too. Since she's my new regular, she was new last week, and it's good to see you here again this week, sweetheart. Thank you very much. Anybody else need a card or got something you want to talk about? Or hi, Viviane. Good to see you, beautiful. Oh, yeah. So, what about all the stuff going on in politics lately? Woo! I think things are starting to heat up. I'm getting ready to watch the dominoes. Because once one starts talking, they're all going to go, and each one will talk. Because each one of them's out for their own ass anyway. I mean, hey, look at my senator. She just decided to, because the Democratic Party isn't liberal enough for her. She wants to be an independent so she can suck up to right-wing donors. Also, she knows she was going to be primaried this time, and she weren't going to win. She's got like a 16% approval rating in the state of Arizona. Kirsten Sinema. Yeah. So I think what she's doing is she's trying to get so that she can get into the big money Republican donors so she can get as rich as she can, as fast as she can, and then she's going to tell politics to fuck off. That's my personal opinion about her. Did a reading about her, and she was paid. I point blank ask, was she paid to do this? Yeah, she was paid to do it. I got like the King of Pentacles was one of my cards. Yeah, she was highly paid to do this. And they thought she's perfect for it because she's a flip-floppy. This is like the third or fourth time she's changed her party affiliation. So people are stupid if they vote for her. Because she's not loyal to anybody. She's not even loyal to herself. And she says she's bisexual. But she votes along Republican lines in a lot of ways. So I don't understand that either. It's money. I'll say whatever you want me to. Just pay me. It's sad. Really sad. I mean, I was watching the Midas Touch earlier, and they were explaining the difference between, people keep lumping together cinema and mansion. They're really very, very different. There's no reason for her to be doing what she does, except for money in her pocket. Yeah, she sold her vote. She sold her soul. Money in her pocket. Yeah. Anyway, the difference, but Manchin comes from he's a Democrat who wants to get reelected, keep getting reelected in a very, very red state. So that's a whole different ballgame. He is paying a little bit of attention to his constituents. She point blank she's on tape saying, yeah, I don't have time to talk to my constituents, but if you've got a donor, if you're a donor and you've got a proposal, give me a call. A little bit different, I would say. And I'm not saying he's wrong. I don't like him either. Don't get me wrong. Both of them have been horrible. Anyway. So we'll see what happens with that one. She got 2 more years and that's it. And that's if she doesn't screw up so bad that they kick her out. She'd have to be impeached, I think. Hey, and people keep saying that we elected her against Martha McSally. No. Mark Kelly ran against Martha McSally. Senator Martha McSally, and I loved the fact that he whooped her butt, because she made her whole political career be about the fact that she was a pilot in the first Gulf War. Yeah, she got famous for whining and crying and refusing to wear a burqa when she was out in the town in, Iraq, where she was at. Well, that's kind of dangerous, you could get really dead. So they're supposed to follow the law. If you're not on base, you follow that law where you are. And she just made herself real famous for refusing to do that. Well, at the time, she wasn't no pilot. She was a co-pilot. My ex-boyfriend was a retired lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, and he knew her. And he said during the time of the first Gulf War, women were not allowed to be pilots in combat situations. They were only allowed to be co-pilots. So she ran her whole career on a lie. So when Mark Kelly, our astronaut, who's a real honest to God, been there several times, beat her, I was like, yeah, go for it. Yeah, I mean, his brother, Scott, lived up in outer space for a whole year because they're identical twins. NASA studied them to see what the difference of living in weightlessness for a year, what that did to the human body by comparing the identical twins. That's kind of dedicated, I'd say. Kind of dedicated. God, I wouldn't want to live up in a tin can for a year in a weightless situation. I'd like to see it, but not for a whole year. I kind of like being firmly planted on terra firma. Thank you. Anybody else want a card? Hi, Teresa Ford. Welcome, darling. Good to see you. Yeah. I had to put a Christmassy thing up, right? So the background is, but you guys are so used to the mushroom background. So it's a darker mushroom background because we're under the snow. Okay. Our little fantasy world's still going on. It's just not as bright. Not as bright. Sharon wants a card. Of course, beautiful. I'm going to pull. Same deck for you, too. Enchanted Map. Sharon Sykes needs a card. Sharon. That's a good card. What you up to, girlfriend? I get slow and steady wins the race for you. But look, there's that spiral again. It's talking about time. Don't rush it. Don't rush it because there's not a beginning and an ending. It'll come back around again. It'll come back around again. There's a couple. Yeah, I heard that. But they were on the SpaceX. That's cool. When I was younger, I would say absolutely. One of my favorite stories is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Okay. But I'm a little too old for that now. Listen to me. William Shatner just freaking came back from outer space. How old is he? 110? Only 65. Hi, Ray. So, Sharon Sight, you're welcome. Slow and steady, girl. I'm going to check and see if there's another card for you. You may feel like you're in a dry desert, but there is an oasis ahead of you. Just put one foot in front of the other. See that bird up there? That bird knows where the oasis is here at the cactus. And you can see it. It's there. It's just hard to walk against that air coming at you. That hot air. I can identify with that one. Brian May would like to, but he thinks he's too old now. Well, you know, yeah. My ex-boyfriend was there a couple of times in Kuwait. He was military intelligence special ops. He was there originally as a navigator on an airplane. Sharon, one more card, sweetheart. The bottom card for you is making a choice. And you actually, no matter which choice you make, it's going to be a good choice and the right choice. It just all depends on the timing. And what your intuition tells you. That gut feeling, that's you there in the middle. And the gut feeling is going to let you know which way to go in this choice. Just don't get in a hurry. Take your time. It's all going to come. All coming out good. Yeah, you got a 3 card, which we all know about growth and groups, and you kind of in kind of a big group there, Missy. The other one was a 4 card, which is about stability. And the last card, once again, is a 3 card. So it's all about groups and action and, yeah. Groups, growth, and expression. Well, that's like, we could get in another one of these interesting, deep conversations if you want to. William Shatner, when he went just recently, I forget which billionaire's boat he went up there on. Anyway, he said while he was up there, he experienced ego death. Now, there's a topic, if you want to talk about, I'm going to have to do some research on, because I have my opinions of ego death. My human belief says, don't do it. Don't go there. You don't know when you're going to need to do that. But thank you, Rose. It was on. It was on the crotch rocket. Okay. Got it. On Bezos's rocket. Yeah, when you're I forgot what I was going to say. That was funny. My personal opinion. Oh, he brought you back a t-shirt and Q80 coins, huh? That's cool. The 80s, I worked in property management here. And I worked in an apartment complex that had 485 units. That's a lot of apartments. And one whole section were 3-bedroom apartments. And we rented most of those 3-bedroom apartments out to international students to the University of Arizona. Most of those international students came from the Middle East. So we had interesting times, because something would break and the maintenance man would need to go in. They weren't allowed to go in when the women were there by themselves. The man had to be there. And when the man was there, the women and the children would hide in the bedroom. And we had a guy that didn't pay his rent, and we ended up having to, on a D size. Yeah, a D size. Yeah, a D-shaped rocket. That's a crotch rocket. Anyway, We ended up having to evict this guy because he U of A student, but he wasn't paying his rent. When we go into the apartment, he never, take it to court and all that, got our eviction. You go in and you lock the apartment, and you go in and you go through the stuff in there so that you can see if there's stuff in there that's valuable so that you can get your rent, the back rent. And all there was a really heavy suitcase. And when the maintenance guy brought the suitcase down to the office, we were told to stay completely away from it. Don't touch it because they're going to need fingerprints off of it. He set that thing down on its side and it went clink, 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 clink inside. It was locked shut. 911, boy. We just evicted someone and I have a suitcase full of guns. You may want to come. Well, not only did the TPD come, so did the FBI, because this guy was from Qatar. They just had the soccer tournament. Yeah, he was from Qatar. He wasn't a student. And it's weird. I'm not saying it's connected, but a couple of days later is when the Challenger blew up. So that gives you a time frame. Yeah. I was living here. I think you want me to get going on? I don't know. If I get going on Elon Musk, he'll sue me. But he doesn't own YouTube. So. But YouTube might not like it very much. I have an opinion about Elon Musk. I don't even think he's from this planet, if you want to know the truth. That's all I can say. You can ask Jay Herc 213 about what my opinion of Elon Musk is. He who blinks sideways. That's all I got to say. All I got to say. You call him empty husk? Yeah. See, that's the thing. Everybody thinks he's this great genius inventor. No, he's not. He knows how to get government subsidies up the ass. That's all he is. That's all he's ever been. He didn't invent that damn car. His engineers did. And he's treating them all so bad that now they're not even trying to do what he wants them to do. So love and luck to you, Mr. Ego Man. Yeah. Yeah, he's a thief of other people's ideas, just like Mr. Zuckerberg. He didn't start Facebook, he stole Facebook. He just sold the car. I find it interesting that for years he's been making these beautiful cars that were luxury cars, great cars. Now all of a sudden we go through the Trump era and Tesla cars are catching on fire, and it's like everything became so bottom line profit oriented that the quality fell away. That's my personal opinion. I don't know. I know, Kat, don't you have one of the cars? Hi, Aiden. I used to want a Tesla 3. I have a friend who has a Tesla 3. It's a beautiful car. Rides like a dream. Totally silent. Yes. Yeah. He's that. Yeah, exactly. He's the autistic boy who skipped a few grades, and because of his autism, he has been declared gifted. So he thinks, well, I have a brain that's better than everybody else's. I really believe that's his focus, and everybody else should do as I say, and I'm going to tell you how to live because I know better. You have the Model X. Radho. Radho. That's cool. Yeah, my friend that had one, he used to deliver for a dispensary. That was his full-time job. And he was a U of A student. He made pretty good money, apparently. That's all I got to say. He is no longer delivering for the dispensary. And I do believe he graduated last year. So, yeah. Yeah, he is a very, very, is it that he's such a young soul? You know, sometimes it's always seems to have been my experience as someone who spent a lot of time in academia and around. My dad had friends that were PhDs. One guy spoke 7 languages. I grew up around people like that. And it has always been my experience that a lot of them they don't have a lot of common sense. They have a lot of book learning and they're great intellectually. But when it comes down to actual living the dirty day-to-day life, they're lost. And I think that's him. He doesn't know how to relate to people. And that's partly because he's autistic. And that social anxiety, they don't understand. I'm quote unquote normal and I don't understand our social crap. So. Wow. You're talking, Rose Blue, you're talking about Nikola Tesla. Sued Macroney over the invention of the radio. Well, hey, Tesla got screwed by Edison, so I guess turnabout was fair play. Because Thomas Edison, you know, in his light bulb, wasn't him. Oh, now that I wish I could read, Kat. Where did you find the runes to type that in? Woman, you're good. You're good. I want to know that. You know who else is going to want to know that is my dear friend Wolf Girl Oracle. Oh, absolutely not. You know what? My personal opinion of autistic people, I believe they're our next level in evolution. I believe they're so emotionally occupied that sorting it all out can be extremely stressful. My 2 friends that have Asperger's, that's how they describe their minds to me when they got to sort something out. So it's just easier if they keep their lives in a sense of control all the time rather than having to sort out all that stuff. So, yeah. Oh, he's a narcissistic psychopath. Well, most narcissists are psychopaths. They're psychopaths or sociopaths or both. They don't understand your feelings. They don't understand that they're hurting you. And they don't understand the concept of being hurt. They only really understand, a narcissist really only understands abandonment. And that is their ultimate fear, is of being abandoned. So you want to shut a narcissist up? Don't argue with them. Don't say anything. Turn around and walk away. That triggers that fear of abandonment. And they will shut up. It also keeps you from getting smacked around because narcissists have a tendency to be physically as well as verbally abusive. I grew up in a family filled with them. It was like to survive. I mean, I had to unlearn a lot of narcissistic habits that were just habits. Because I can give you whatever. If I've got it and you want it, it's yours. You know, and that's me. I'm not the you do everything for me kind of person. So, like a narcissist is. So. You know what? You need to watch Heart 213, Sunlight, and the Wolf Girl Oracle. Both. They both have Asperger's. And they're awesome empaths. They do this and they're really good. Really good. Jay is really into yoga and all of that energy, healing energy, mindfulness, wellness. And Wolf Girl Oracle is into Norse traditions, runes, Odin, Ragnarok, all that stuff, Thor. And we're talking the real mythology of it, and not Marvel. Sorry. One of your neighbors in a homeless village was a guy with Asperger's. He had one good quality. He loved his wife and cats 110%. Everybody else, he was a raging asshole. Yeah, and it really does depend on the level too, on the spectrum, where you fall on the spectrum. I have a little cousin that took forever for her mom to convince the school that they needed to test her. And I'm going, so why didn't you take her to Phoenix to a psychiatrist and let the psychiatrist test her? Why are you waiting for the school to do it? It's because her mom's scared of psychiatrists because her mom needs one. Anyway, her grandma was afraid of the psychiatrist. Yeah, so when she was finally diagnosed, just like everything clicked together, she needed glasses. They thought that she was dyslexic and couldn't read. No, that wasn't it at all. The books were boring. They were way beneath her. Once she could see, it was like, I don't want to read this Dick and Jane stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like once she got her diagnosis. And I've also been seeing, watching YouTube shorts as I've been trying to make them. And there's a gentleman on there that he talks about not being diagnosed in your youth with autism and finding out that you are on the spectrum because you're tested as an adult. I want to be tested because I have some really odd sensitivities. And my mind, like I described to people, my mind is like fairies having a party in there all the time. And then it'll stop and I can catch my breath and then that's what's going on in my head. So I think maybe there's some of that spectrum in there. Rachel thinks there is. So my Dali thinks there is. So, and I'm not opposed to that. That's fine with me. And oh Lord, if it came from a vaccine, good luck going through my list. I'm a polio kid. I come from that generation, where they said, you get your vaccines from the school nurse, and we all lined up at school and got our shots. Nobody questioned it. Everybody got their shots unless you had a proven allergy. Everybody did it. There was none of this, not my child. So I guess you would have to say it was one of them. It was a vaccination that caused it. Then away with your fairies. I will. Thanks, Kat. I like that. Away with your fairies. See, I described, because I'm an Aquarius and a Gemini rising, there's a lot of airhead up here. So there's a lot of suggestions and I get inspirations and it's just constant. You wonder why I start so many art projects and I don't really totally finish them. It's because as soon as I get halfway to the point where I can see it finished, it's finished in my head. So I'm on to the next project. Where physically it's not finished yet. So yeah, slow that head down, slow it down. And I do meditate, but I've also learned you don't shut your mind down to meditate. You don't want to shut it down. You want to find a quiet place so you can hear it, because your mind is going to tell you what you need to focus on in your meditation. It's a good one to have. I have a tendency to be two people there, but hey, because Geminis, they're the twins. You're either happy or you're not. My moon, I'm a Leo. Are you surprised? Ona was like, when she was on my Lightworkers Roundtable, she was like, yeah, your hair. Yeah, you're a Leo moon. I've always been. oriented to my hair. So, yep. That's why doing this doesn't bother me either. I don't get nervous doing this. I love it. It's my time to be a part of the outside world and not be afraid. I mean, I'm not really afraid, but it's just like, I'm so damn guarded out there. I am so sick of it. You know, it's like, I wear my mask. Whether people like that or not, I don't care. Yeah, Kanye, Trump are both Gemini sons. They should be forced to marry each other. And they can drive each other nuts. Like they aren't well on the way. So Rose Blue, you're a Leo sun and moon. Ooh. Okay. I love it. Oh, and Libra rising. You like to be a part of the party, in the party, but you're constantly measuring your position there. Huh, am I right? I'm the Aquarius who is like, well, I like people. I can be social when I want to be. And then you have the Gemini. One half the Gemini is like, where's the party? And then you got the other half of the Gemini that's like, I think I'd rather read a book. And then you got the Leo going, what's the matter with you? Let me show you how to do this party right. And here we go. That's my world. It's a fun world. Obviously, I like to have a good time because two aspects of me are, let's party. Capricorn Sun, Aquarius rising, and a Leo moon. Wow. So you're very organized to the point of almost being like a workaholic, because most Capricorns I've ever known are very oriented to doing their job and doing their job the best and most efficient way they can. And Aquarius, you commit, can't move you, but otherwise, whatever. I know that one intimately, yeah, as well as the Leo moon. Sagittarius moon. So, yeah, I love Sagittarius. I get along really well with Sagittarius because with Sagittarius, you know exactly where you stand. They don't like it. There goes that fiery arrow, and it doesn't have to pierce you. It just goes by, and you're like, oh, sorry. But they're nice about it. They're not like the guy dude before them. Oh, Scorpio. I love Scorpio. I'm just saying, I live in Arizona. Scorpions, I kind of know them. Don't like them very much. My brother is a double Scorpio. We butt heads, literally. But I think with him, a lot of people butt heads because he does not back down in any way, shape, or form at all. And if he gets mad, he doesn't forgive, and he never forgets. So, crappy corn? Yes, very ambitious. But, you know, I had a boyfriend that was a Capricorn. A really cool dude, really nice dude, very spiritual dude, except for when it came to his finances and his investments. And he did not do the stock market. Had a little bit. He had a 401k, I believe, through work. He worked for Progressive Insurance. But as soon as he retired, he cashed that thing in and put it into, he was really into buying gold, silver, and copper. Precious metals is what he invested in. It's a lot more stable than the money market, you know. Oh, and did you hear? We were just talking about Mr. Musk. He is no longer Richie Man number 1. He Richie Man number 2 because of his Twitter fiasco. I've been saying all he did was take $44 billion and put it in an oil drum and light a match. Because that's what's happening. He just blew up Twitter. Yeah, I'm a goal-oriented person too. I actually, I flail, but that's part of the Aquarius too. I have to have a goal. I have to have um, a cause. That's the word I was looking for. I have to have a cause. And when I have a cause, you'll never move me off of it. I mean, it's like dynamite. Good luck. Can you blow up the whole mountain with one stick of dynamite? Good luck. But yeah. Yeah. See, Aquariuses carry the emotions. We're the water bearer. Water is the symbol of emotion. We bear all y'all's emotions. We carry your emotions on our back, on our shoulder. So that's why Aquariuses have a tendency to be a little standoffish. It's not because we don't love you, because we're very sociable people. We love people. It's just we got a lot going on. Yeah. But you know what, Sunlight? Yeah, he's out of control. He's an example of what good PR can do. He convinced people for a minute that he was somehow different than Mark Zuckerberg. You know, but at the same time, we have the prime example in Donald Trump of how it does not matter whether your PR is good PR or bad PR. It's hearing that name over and over and over and over and over again. Then you go into the ballot box and people go, "Oh, I know that name. I'll vote for him." If you don't vote strictly party lines. I never have been one of those. I'm an independent, so I've always been a split ticket girl. But I haven't always been an independent. I was a long time Democrat. So I did a Christian cinema, but I did it for the real reasons. They aren't, they're not liberal enough for me. I want things done faster. People need help, damn it. It's pretty sad when, you got people dying like crazy, but they can't even afford to bury their family members, let alone be able to tell them goodbye and all this stuff. And it's just like, oh, that happened 2 years ago. No, it's still happening. I was watching the damage report earlier. COVID numbers are on the rise again. It's winter time and we just had Thanksgiving. What a surprise. Every time we have a holiday that has a group of people getting together, the COVID numbers go up. Hey, whoa, don't have a big group of people. Stay in your little intimate groups. It's like us in here. I would love to have 50,000 subscribers. Not really. Because you watch Linda G. She's got over 50,000 subscribers and her chat goes by so fast she can't even read what half the people are saying. I love it because I get to see what you guys are talking about. And you make me laugh. Oh my goodness. Sometimes in the Lightworkers Roundtable, I have a hard time staying on point with my guests because when I look over at you guys, I get Lisa, Spirit Intuitive Tarot. You get her in here with Healing Medium Kevin, and they are so funny. They're in here teasing me and giving me a hard time, and I eat it up. I love it. You don't care about cinema? You're more worried about Trader Goon? I'm not worried about that batch. Oh, Mr. Jacks. My namesake, Mr. Smith. Y'all know that's my last name, right? Jack Smith is on it. He's issuing subpoenas. He just issued a whole shitload more today. This morning, he's... I think he's got pretty much the January 6th people all figured out. What he is doing is tying up weird loose ends. So, Janet P. Hi, love. Mwah. Are you at work and catching a break, I hope? Good to see you here. Yeah, from what I gather, Mr. Smith has a lot of time on his hands while his leg heals. He's in that bicycle accident and broke his leg, broke his knee, had surgery done anyway, so he's laid up. Yeah, Jack the Ripper. Yeah. So, hey, what else you gonna do when you can't do much but read and watch videos? Those people are up shit creek without a paddle. Finally. And the fact that he is... I was watching the Midas Touch, like I said earlier, and they kept putting his picture up. And they're laughing about, I have to put the bulldog picture up. You know, he is the bulldog. And I'm laughing because he does not look like he's a very nice man at all. He's not somebody I'd want on my butt. Trump, I do believe, well, the last rally he had, he was sweating. I mean, literally, he was running off of him sweating. But I don't know if that was withdrawal or too high or what that was. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack hit Trump with the justice stick. I love it. You did a reading this morning on Satan. You know, it's really interesting. Trump gets so worried about Ron DeSantis that back on November 15th, he announces he's going to run for president, right? I think he really thought that would keep him from being subpoenaed for January 6th shit. Because if he's running again, no, he can't get it through his head. He's not a king. He's just an independent citizen who retired from his fucking job. That's it. You're retired, asshole. We retired you. And here they're doing numbers about him with DeSantis. And DeSantis hasn't even said he's running. Of course, he hasn't said he isn't running because everything he's done, DeSantis, in the last 2 years has been to get attention so that he can run. And I really think he'll have Abbott as a vice presidential running mate. Would make the perfect pair, wouldn't it? To not vote for? Yeah, he was retired. That's called forced retirement, my love, in the federal government. They don't retire. They don't fire you. My father worked for the federal government. You can be asked, forced into early retirement. They pay you off, but you're gone. You don't get a lot of payoff, and you don't get, all that retirement and shit. You get a payoff and you're out. But you really got to do something bad for that to happen. So, or they're going to do away with your office. My dad got offered early retirement because they were going to do away with his office. And he just said, no, I'll move to wherever the office is going. So for the last 3-5 years of his career with the National Park Service, we ended up living in town. Satan is a proper name for him. And the devil card kept coming up. Well, I don't know. Who was I watching? I think it was Denise. Anyway, I was watching somebody doing a reading on him. I believe it was him. And it was Denise because she was doing Kipper. And no, it wasn't Kipper. Because it was tarot with keywords on them. Because she kept getting the tower upside down over the devil card right side up. Wasn't good. Yeah, no, it wouldn't work anyway. Although every time I think I have the GOP figured out, they surprise me. Because now all of a sudden they're not into all this wackadoodle crazy people. Because they just want, they know in 2 years, these 6 years, the senior senators that are 6-year dudes and dudettes, They're the ones who are squirming because they gotta get reelected because some of those that's all they've ever done is be a senator. They wouldn't know how to do anything else. Think about some of these people that have been in office for like 30 terms. $60 years on a minimum for like House Representatives, 2 year. Nobody needs a job for 60 damn years. Come on. God. Private sector won't let you work that long. Why the hell should the, government allow it? That's crazy. We got to have term limits. We got to get money out of all this stuff. So, and when I say we got to get money out of politics, I mean our donations too. Because it's still a matter of who can beg them for the most money. I get sick and tired of those stupid commercials that are the put everybody down commercials. The lies, throwing it in your face constantly. Don't have that when they can't afford to pay for them. Get money out of politics. You eliminate a lot of shit. Hey, Stony Baker! Good to see you. Here's my Christmas nails I was telling you about yesterday that I just did. And I got a Santa Claus who's thinking about relaxing on my thumbs. My thumbs up. Yeah. Good to see you, hon. Do a reading on the Satan? Okay. I shall do that. Let's do. Gotta move some boxes. Too many card decks, you guys. I need another one of these sunglass display things, but I need a longer table to put it on. I'm going to be moving into another room, I think, after the cold goes away. Okay, we're going to read on Ron DeSantis. What are we going to read about him? We're going to Ron DeSantis. Are you going to run for president? Nah, no, that's too easy. No, I haven't had a chance to, Stony. This morning, I've been a busy girl. Trying to get videos done and intros made. And yeah. On DeSantis. PD is a crack up. She's a funny person. Yeah, she's great. I want her to do more on her channel. Not on Nikki's and mine. On hers. I'll be on her channel anytime. She doesn't ask. She's been on mine, 2-3 times now? Yeah. So. Yeah, she's my buddy. She's welcome here. Her first live? Oh, and I missed it. Damn it. I was getting ready, apparently. I was getting ready. It's cold here this morning. It got down in the 20s, dude. 29 this morning. My bird bath was froze. I was smart and covered up everything yesterday. Yeah. All the cactus turns to goo when this happens if you don't cover it. So, Ron DeSantis. Okay. Ron DeSantis. Florida and Arizona, the difference between Arizona and Florida is just an East Coast, West Coast attitude. And they're both states packed with people from the North, retired old people. And they're retired old people from the East and the West. Got lots of people from Secaucus, New Jersey here. I love it. Our Jewish community center is gorgeous. It's beautiful. So yeah, we got, like I say, Tucson's a melting pot. I got people from the Sudan. I've got people from Afghanistan, Iraq. Yeah, all over. The sanctuary. We're a sanctuary city. Yeah, we're one of those people. Trump took our money away while he was president, and we went, okay. Nobody cared. So, yeah, but Gump is twice as smart. Woo! DeSantis. Okay, Ron DeSantis. Okay, let's just do a general reading on him. Doesn't card, crossed by. Okay. Interesting. Okay, first off, I'm getting his current position is he's in the sun. He thinks he's a star. He thinks he can do no wrong right now. Because the polls have him favored against his mighty Trump. However, crossing influence of the thief. He's going to be betrayed. There's some deception involved here. And it's not him being the deceiver. Someone is crossing him. And he's given an offer that he doesn't want. Here's that. I love this card. He's been being offered something that he's not wanting. This is his destiny. He doesn't like his destiny. His distant past, his longtime influence is filled with regret, failure, and depression, disappointment, and grief, because all he can see is where he screwed up. He can't see the good part, what he still got back over here. He can only see the spilled milk. His recent past, like yesterday, he gets the Queen of Swords. She's not putting up with nothing from nobody. He can say whatever he wants to, but he's being watched. And what he says, the truth is being sliced through the air. Yeah, this is the card of unbiased judgment, independent, clear boundaries, direct communication, clear-minded, and perspective. And just so you guys know, that is my personal signifier card, is the Queen of Swords. It's the swords, suit of swords is the Aquarius suit. It's the suit of air and water. Finally, his future. I don't like it. Gets the Ace of Cups. Danny Shea got this also, but I think it was on Jack Smith. It was a surprise at the end. But I'm looking at that going along with his offer he doesn't want. And I'm thinking the Ace of Cups is he will eventually take this offer. I don't think it's going to be president because of the star card that's crossed with the thief. He's stealing the weapons. People don't trust him. You know, if he would have just been an honest man, no problem. He would have this election wrapped up. But because he's a thief, it's going to cross him up and it's going to stop him. So don't worry about Ron DeSantis. I've been getting all along that he's just a mouthpiece. He's somebody else's mouthpiece. He's a coward. You can tell by his white boots. You can tell by what he does and how he says it. And, he talks and acts like the high school boy who's, I'm president of the student body and I'm speaking now. Poo-poo. People don't respond well to that. People don't appreciate being talked down to. It's always been my definite personal experience. People don't like being talked to like they're stupid and don't know anything. No, he does not have much power behind him personally. He has a lot of money power behind him. Because he's weak, he will do what they say. And that's all of these guys. If you stop and look at it, every single one of them that is involved in this crap are not known for being the strong, long-term, strong leaders. Ted Cruz, yeah, he's been a senator for a long time, but I sure as shit wouldn't classify that obstructionist as a leader. And same with Mitch McConnell. Only thing that he ever led was the courts and the rich people to get tax breaks. Everything else, he has been no. His whole career is watch me say no. And he has said it without hiding it. That's why nobody likes Mitch McConnell. Why does he keep getting elected? He doesn't. He steals the election. That's why they're so worried about, elections being stolen. Sorry, I dropped something here. Oh, where'd you go? There you are. That's why they're so worried about elections being stolen. It's because that's what they want to do. That's what they attempt to do. That's what they try to do. It's that projection thing. So, yeah. I listen to what they accuse liberals of doing and going, okay, when's it gonna come out that they did that? Because that's what they do. They project onto us what they've already done. And that's the other thing I keep in mind when I don't listen to the news, first off. It's all bad. It's all I'm trying to keep my vibes as high as I can. So I stay away from the news. And so I don't even know half of the crap that goes on. I just know the stuff that ends up with like Glenn Kirshner and Midas Touch and the Young Turks or MSNBC, Stephen Colbert. I get my news from Stephen Colbert. Oh, God. Sorry. Yeah, a lot of corruption. But you know what, Sunlight? Corruption has always been there. They just got us all into the patriotism and the rah, rah, rah America. We didn't see what they were doing behind our backs. We're still rah, rah, rah. We love America. But we truly do love America. Not to rip it off. Yeah, the Reaper. Yeah, when Mitch McConnell calls Jack Smith the Reaper, because Mitch McConnell was calling himself that. So McConnell, I think, is shitting bricks, if you want to know the truth. He's going to retire soon. I don't think he's going to finish out this term. I don't think in 2024 he will be in Congress. And personally, I got 2-3 years ago when he had his hand. Remember, his hand was all bruised up and awful. He looked like his wife had beat him up, actually. But he had supposedly fallen down the stairs and his medication was off. And so he takes a blood thinner and it made his hand turn purple. I got loud and clear. He's terminally ill. That was not caused from a blood thinner on his hand, his bruises. The man has leukemia. That's the number one sign of leukemia, is you bruise really easy. Really, really easy. But my spirits were like, just like they did with Putin's. I heard loud and clear before Putin went into Ukraine. Putin's got colon cancer. He's dying. So I never was all one of the people that was on that, oh no, horrible thing, Putin, oh, awful, because I knew it's coming to an end. He's going to die. Yeah, he's getting worse. So, Carrie Lake, let me tell you about Carrie Lake. Carrie Lake, for 20 years, has been a very popular newscaster in Phoenix. And that is her claim to fame. Very liberal. Supported on her newscasts and everything LGBTQ, to the point where she had drag queen friends who babysat her kids. Something happened and QAnon got her. And she became a totally different person. Completely different person. That's Carrie Lake. She and Cinema, both of them, they started out liberal and ended up a conservative's ass. Sorry. Where it's real dark. Carrie Lake, oh, I'm sure Russian money got her. They paid for her election because they want her to be Trump's running mate because she's pretty. She's pretty and she's smart. She's not stupid. Russia knows Trump's not going to be around very much longer. Trump's too stressed out. Don't worry about Trump running for office, you guys. He's going to be too busy. He's going to be way too busy. And I've heard Linda G say that for 5 years. He will not get reelected. So just don't worry about it. He's got there's a website. I'll have to ask Dolly what that is. And I'll post it for you guys. I'll post it on my community channel, where you can see the actual list of all the lawsuits against Donald Trump and Trump Org. There's thousands of them. It's interesting you asked me that question, Sunlight. I had a dream when he was elected back in 2016. I had a dream of him in an ambulance leaving the White House with his hand on his head like this, never to return. Now, I thought that he was going to have a stroke or something while he was in office. But now I'm thinking it may be is there visiting or something when it happens? Or it may happen if he is forced to testify before the grand jury, Jack Smith's grand jury. But yeah, I got him dying of a stroke, not just having a stroke. He's losing it on a daily basis. His father had a form of frontal lobe dementia, and that's what he died of, his father, Fred Trump. And I really think Donald Trump has it as well. At one point during the first impeachment, I was trying really hard to find compassion for him because he's a human being, and the only time I can find it is when I see that picture of him as a little boy, a little 3-year-old boy, when he lost it, when his mother was sick and he got separated from her. All I think of every time I see Donald Trump now is, Mommy, they took my mommy. I want my mommy. I want my mommy. Look what they're doing to me. I want my mommy. Does that sound familiar? And his dad did that to him. We won, yeah. I had a dream of him before his last election, of him declaring at the podium, "We won," which he did. Then right after dropping dead from a stroke. Oh, really? Interesting. Huh. We won't win, though. So, interesting. Well, it'll be interesting to see which one of our dreams come true, if either one. And they're usually, if you're like me, sunlight, your dreams are a metaphor anyway. So, oh, thank you, Stony. Yes. Check out that link Stony put in there. That's PD Connect's first live stream. She needs our support. We love her. She's a blast. So, yeah, go check her out. Go check it out. I'm going to check it out after I'm done here. Oh, wow. Only have 15 minutes left. That 2 hours went. Whew. Yeah, a lot of time is symbolic. I don't personally, when you take a look at that list of just the lawsuits, we're not talking the criminal indictments that are going to be coming at him. Just the lawsuits alone would give the average person, we go. There's no way out for him. And he still thinks that if he gets reelected, that's his way out, that you can't indict a sitting president. So why wasn't that the first fucking thing we changed? Put it in writing. No man or office is above the law, the written law. God, we operated on so much that was just based on honor. And when you have people running the country that laugh and snub their own nose at people who have integrity and honor, yeah, the GOP embraces killer. Not only that, they put idiots in intentionally to run for office so that they can manipulate them. Tell them what to say, tell them what to do, tell them what to vote for. Herschel Walker didn't even know whether he was running for senator or House of Representatives. And he made it to a runoff election. And supposedly 46% of the people in Georgia voted for him. No, they voted for a football player that they recognized. And that was that. And he was a Republican, so we'll just vote the ticket. Yeah, Dr. Crudité. He can't even get a job on TV now. None of the networks want to carry it. He made such a fool of himself, Dr. Crudité. I had to, that when you put Dr. Oz, that's the first thing I thought of. Dr. Crudité. The average person, what's a crudité? Oh, you mean finger tray. You talking finger vegetables? Yeah. That was my mom. That was her favorite thing to fix for like Thanksgiving, Christmas, those big dinners, was the platter with all the raw, fresh vegetables on it with cheese. That's a crudité. I didn't know that for years. I had to move to Tucson, Arizona, where everything here is Spanish, to find out something French. Yeah, because they won't hold their nose. They won't hold their nose, so they might vote Democratic. It's funny. Only thing I can say that I don't like about being an independent, and I really want them to change that. Maybe this is something I will write to my Senator Mark Kelly about. Independents don't get to vote in a primary in the state of Arizona. They only have a Republican primary and a Democrat primary. They don't have one that involves the independents. When Joe Biden ran, they changed that temporarily. Because I got to vote in that primary. And I got to select whether I wanted the Republican ballot or the Democratic ballot. There's a lot of independent people in Arizona. We're still in the Wild West here. And there's still that mentality, especially people that are born and raised Arizonans. People still will wear a gun on a holster on their hip here. It's not unusual. We don't have a law, concealed weapon law here. You can hide your gun. You can hide a weapon anywhere. They did away with that law in 2010. Oh, and the latest thing, Doug Ducey, our current governor, is in a lot of trouble with the Department of Interior because he decided since Trump's wall's not going to be being built anymore, he was going to build his own, and he's been stacking storage containers on top of each other down there along the border. Empty storage containers. Do you know how easy those are to cut into? And zip to go right through. The wall, at least what they had down there is a fence, but it's thick like steel. And they just like back a truck up to it, put a long ladder into the back of the truck and go right up and over. Or they dig under. And the wall cracks me up. It is the biggest joke to me because shit, they do tunnels, sophisticated tunnels underneath that stuff. That wall isn't new. George Bush Jr. started that. And right after he started that, we started getting warehouses being arrested, DEA getting big pot busts on this side of Nogales border in people in stash houses and stuff. We're talking houses packed to the hilt with pot. Where was it all coming from? Tunnel under the house. The floor in the living room was on hydraulics, like lifts your car up and would raise and lower to let the smugglers come in from the tunnel with the bales and bales of marijuana. Great way to get it across the border into the United States, wouldn't you say? Not seen by a soul. So that's why Trump and his wall, and we're going to make Mexico pay for it. And I'm going, okie dokie. Whatever. The whole living room floor raises and lowers in a house. These people aren't playing. They have lots of money. Yeah, I'm not necessarily anti-gun either, but I think, why do you need more than one or two? Myself personally, a rifle to hunt with and a handgun to protect myself. That's all I would ever want. Why do you have these people that have bunkers with the walls are lined with guns? Why? You can only shoot one at a time. Why? Yeah, why do they need assault rifles? It's because they're afraid of Russia coming in here and taking over? No, it's because they're afraid of our own government. Well, guess what, boys? You and the assault rifles you buy that's legal for you to buy ain't shit compared to what our military guys carry. And if you think you're going to have an insurrection and stand up against our military, come on. People aren't even plugging in their brains. And you can't do that anyway, because before, when we had a civil war, it was the North against the South. We had a dividing line, the Mason-Dixon line. We have that in every single state in the Union now. How do you do that? Yeah. So we won't. Yeah. We're having it right now. It's a cyber civil war. I feel like I'm definitely a warrior in it. You get trolls attack you in here. Yeah. They don't, though. Now, we got them dealt out. Yeah, no regular person. In my opinion, no regular person needs a gun. Why? More often than not, the regular person with the gun gets the gun used on them because the gun gets taken away from them. Police officers get their gun taken away. The average person is not even nearly trained like a police officer is. You know? Yeah. And people don't need, more than 10 shells in those guns. I agree. They don't need 5, really. Yeah. If it takes 5 shots to put a deer down, you're tortured that damn deer. And the meat is going to make you sick. That's a spiritual thing. Because you took its life and you tortured it before you took its life. The meat is going to be tense, tough. And odds are, one of those bullets probably went through an intestine or something that tainted the meat. It's going to make you sick. Yeah, it's like that here too. What Abbott, that Texas law Abbott signed. During the Obama administration, they had that program where they were trying to get the guns away from cartels. Well, they ended up instead, the gun buyback shit that they did with the cartels. Ended up getting a Border Patrol officer killed here in the Tucson sector. I knew his wife. She was a receptionist at one of my doctor's offices. And that was really awful. But it was a precursor to what is happening here. The laws to buy guns are so lax and so easy in Arizona that there is a flood of them going across the border to the cartels and the Mexican military. It just came out 3-4 months ago that the Mexican military was providing hand grenades and such to cartels. Because the guy that was in charge of the Mexican military was corrupt and bought off. So I immediately heard, and those guns are coming from gun dealers in Arizona. They're coming from gun dealers in Arizona, Texas, and Florida. Those are the 3 states on the border. We have major border issues going on. Nothing's happening in the border. It's this side of the border that's the problem. It's not the border. I've lived here for 37 years, and I've watched that border. I've gone across that border so many times. And yeah, shit tightened down because of 9/11. But only border I ever heard of since 9/11 where we actually had terrorists try to come across the border into this country from was Canada. Not Mexico, Canada. No talk about doing anything like a wall up there. That's our sister country. Well, just think how productive the whole the North American continent if we work together as one. Canada, United States, and Latin America, all as one. Just think how productive, and that would be so cool. But I have that utopic, everybody get along. That's my dream, desires, and wants for the world. So that's why I try to get along with everybody, because I want to be the change I want to see. And on that note, I'm going to draw a tarot card for us and send this on our way today. Might have a good card reader here really soon on this show. Not that card readers that have been on this show aren't good, but I'm talking about a larger channel, one you guys all know. Been talking to Celtic Sheila, Celtic Tarot, Sheila. I want to read cards with her. She did Lightworkers Roundtable, but as you guys all know, we don't do cards on that show. And I would love to read cards with her. And she said, "Oh yeah, just send me a date." I was like, "Oh, cool." So yeah, we did the fundraiser for Tarot Love Community, which, by the way, she needs support. Without her, we would not be here. So show Renee some love. Send her $1 or $2. Gotta keep that website going, you know. They aren't free, by the way. They do cost money to renew every year. So they're not cheap. I know I'm getting ready. I'm building one right at the moment. I used to do that a lot. Build websites. That was my gig. So don't expect nothing fancy though, because I'm not doing a fancy one. Like I have done in the past. Because those, when you get real elaborate and real fancy, you get lots of areas for them to break and have to maintain. And I just don't want to spend my whole life on YouTube and on my website. So, oh, there's a good one right there. Yeah, you guys. Oh, I'm going to take that one too. No beating yourself up anymore. It doesn't help, and you don't deserve it. Love yourself. Remember last week I was telling you guys to sit down at a mirror and write yourself a love letter? I might ask you what you wrote one of these days. Yeah, got to be the teacher. You're strong, smart, and you got this. You got this. When we think about what we're going through with politics and weather and high prices and just everything going on in the world right now, and it's everybody. It's not just this country. It's everywhere. When you think about all that going on, please keep something in the back of your mind. What you have worried about and are worried about right now has already happened. We get the news after the fact. We survived this already. Okay? We've surpassed it already. The fact that people are squirming now, I mean, they're nervous. It's obvious. You can feel it in the air. The corrupt ones are scared, as they should be. So, you know, this has been the classic fight of good over evil, and evil never wins. Evil never wins. In any mythology, when it's a fight between good and evil, good prevails. Keep that in mind. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow on the Lightworkers Roundtable, I have Ron, Unconditional Love Tarot, sweet man. We're going to talk about some of his woodworking. Did you guys know he does that? Yeah. You guys who watch him regularly, there's a beautiful cabinet that's behind him. That's a Murphy bed that he built. So it's fun having people back for a second time on the Lightworkers Roundtable, because now I can find out, instead of just generalities, I can find out a little bit more detailed about their talents and their wonderfulness. So join us tomorrow night. And in the meantime, and the week of the 22nd, I am taking that week off. So there will be no midweek minis and no Lightworkers Roundtable on the weekend of the 22nd. There will be a Saturday Solutions on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, though. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And, you know, take care of yourself. We love you. You need to love you too. Please. so much gratitude. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for posting Renee's links for her PayPal. Thank you so much for any of you who decide to give her some money. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you, you guys. You have a great day, a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow night. And yeah, let me get in here to where I can show you my outro. Bye-bye.